One man scored 100 when his team was collapsing, then came back to take 13 wickets in a test match where nobody else even reached 50. You'd probably think this is an exaggeration. But it isn't. February 1980, Wankhede Stadium, India versus England. A one-off test that became a one-man takeover. Ian Botham scored 114 runs when England were drowning, then destroyed India with 6 for 58 in the first innings and 7 for 48 in the second. England won by 10 wickets. This is not just a great test performance. This might be the greatest performance in the history of test cricket.
Gooch and Boycott bat confidently and secure the match for England.
This was not a regular test match. It was the Golden Jubilee Test, staged to celebrate 50 years of the BCCI. The occasion was symbolic, prestigious, and loaded with expectation, especially for the home side.
Celebrations galore at the Wankhede Stadium for the BCCI's 50th birthday. Gathered here are a galaxy of grandmasters and captains of the game. Mushtaq Ali, Devdar, the grandest of all.
India entered the match with a powerful lineup. Sunil Gavaskar at the top, Gundappa Vishwanath in the middle, Dilip Vengsarkar and Kapil Dev adding balance and aggression. England arrived with Mike Brearley as captain and a rapidly emerging all-rounder at number 6, Ian Botham. The pitch at Wankhede did not behave like a typical Indian surface. Instead of slow turn, it offered seam movement, uneven bounce, and swing under humid Mumbai conditions. Batting was never going to be easy, and nobody knew just how brutal the surface would become. India batted first and were bowled out for 242. On paper, it looked competitive. In reality, it was fragile. Ian Botham was at the heart of the collapse. He bowled relentlessly, attacking the stumps and forcing mistakes. Sunil Gavaskar fell for 49, edging to the wicketkeeper. Sandeep Patil went for 30. Yashpal Sharma was trapped LBW for 21. Kapil Dev didn't trouble the scorers at all, dismissed for a duck. One by one, India's core was ripped apart. Botham finished the innings with figures of 6 for 58, repeatedly finding edges that flew into Bob Taylor's gloves. India's highest score came not from a star batter, but from wicketkeeper Syed Kirmani, who remained unbeaten on 40. England's reply began disastrously. Indian bowlers exploited the same conditions with accuracy and aggression, and wickets fell quickly. At 58 for 5, England were in deep trouble. This is the moment where the entire match pivots. Ian Botham walked to the crease with England collapsing around him in foreign conditions against a strong Indian attack on a pitch where even reaching 30 felt like an achievement. Most players would try to hang on. Botham did the opposite. He attacked. He drove on the up, pulled with authority, and forced the field to spread. He didn't just survive the conditions, he broke them. Botham scored 114 runs from 144 balls, striking 17 fours, playing with a freedom that looked impossible on that surface. What makes this innings extraordinary is not just the score, but the context. Across all 4 innings of the match, no other batter reached 50. Not Gavaskar, not Viswanath, not Kapil Dev, not anyone. From 58 for 5, England surged to 296 all out. England had secured a 54-run lead on a pitch where every run felt twice as valuable. India began their second innings knowing the match was slipping. They needed composure, partnerships, and discipline. Instead, they ran straight back into Ian Botham. He struck immediately. Binny was dismissed for a duck. Viswanath followed for 5. Patil fell for another duck. Gavaskar batted but edged to the wicketkeeper for 24. Kirmani was gone without scoring. Over and over again, India collapsed under relentless pressure. Botham bowled 26 overs, conceded just 48 runs, and took 7 wickets. His spell suffocated India. There was no escape. India were bowled out for 149. Kapil Dev was the top scorer with 45 not out, underlining once again how impossible batting had been throughout the match. England were left with a target of just 96 runs. They chased it without losing a wicket. Match over. Ian Botham scored 114 runs in an innings where England were 58 for 5. He hit 17 fours and completely reversed momentum. With the ball, he took 6 for 58 in the first innings and followed it with 7 for 48 in the second. That gave him match figures of 13 wickets for 106 runs. Across the entire Test match, nobody else scored a half-century. That means Ian Botham did the work of an entire batting lineup and an entire bowling attack in the same game. He wasn't just the best player on the field, he was the match. Many players have scored centuries and taken 10-wicket hauls. A few have even done both in the same test. Imran Khan had tests like Faisalabad in 1983, 11 wickets, total control, but with batting support. Sir Garfield Sobers dominated matches with bat and ball, including historic triple centuries surrounded by legends. Jacques Kallis delivered consistency for 2 decades, hundreds, 5 fours, and a complete team behind him. But what makes Botham at Wankhede untouchable is the distance between him and everyone else. On the pitch, India's highest individual scores were 40 not out and 45 not out. England's next best score after Botham was 43. Nobody else even crossed 50. Ian Botham didn't just outperform the opposition. He operated in a different dimension. Remove Ian Botham from this test, and England lose. That is the clearest definition of a greatest performance. When people argue about the greatest performance in a single Test match, debates stretch across eras and conditions. But almost every serious discussion ends here. Wankhede, 1980, Ian Botham. 100 when England were sinking. 13 wickets against a strong Indian side. A 10-wicket victory in a match where nobody else could even reach 50. If greatness is defined by control, impact, and dominance, this is the blueprint. So here's the real question. Have we ever seen a Test match performance this complete again?